We did it, everybody. We hit 10,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. To celebrate, over the last few weeks, I've been collecting comments and questions. So today we're gonna run through about 20 questions and have a nice fun little discussion video. According to Google, only 5% of YouTube channels have over 10,000 subscribers, so the fact that you guys put me in the top 5% is like beyond comprehension. I'm very thankful for every single one of you. Thank you so much. It's absolutely unreal. I never imagined that this would happen, so thank you all. I cannot express my gratitude. It really means the world. But let's dig into these questions to celebrate. Alright, the first question is, can you include me in the Q&A? No. Next up, congrats. How long does editing take? And any processes that help you speed it up? Well, first of all, thank you. Editing really depends on the type of video that I'm making. Review videos are by far the easiest videos to make, aside from commentaries. Commentaries take like 5 minutes, which is why they're like once a week. Like, I recently posted a 50-minute video ranking every single land at California Adventure. That took a really long time because I talked about so many different attractions and so many different areas of the park. So obviously that requires a lot of different footage of a lot of different attractions. Like, I have my footage organized by attraction. So when I just talk about one ride, I just import all the footage from that one attraction, and it's pretty straightforward from there. And obviously, not all the footage I use in my videos is my own. Like, I download a lot of footage from LMG vids, from front seat POVs, from Airtime Thrills, from Canopy Coaster, so shout out to all of them. In terms of processes that make it go faster, honestly, it's just practice. Like, I used to take forever editing. I still kind of do, low-key. I get distracted very easily, so sometimes I just need to log in. But like, my videos also are not the most complex. Like, I don't have a lot of graphics. It's basically just B-roll of the attraction that I'm talking about, and then often like a text. I'm not a big fan of flashy edited videos. Also, when my editing is so simple, it obviously means I can make more videos because each individual video doesn't take as long to edit. Moving on to the next question, what Disney characters are on your wish list for who you would like to see as meet and greets in Disney parks? Well, thank you, Powerpup. Powerpup leaves comments on my videos all the time, so shout out to you. I really appreciate all your in-depth analysis. It's very fun to read. I mentioned in a few of my videos, I'm not a big meet and greet guy. I don't really care for that. Like, part of that is because I'm awkward, and the other part is I'm a rides person. I love rides. That's the main draw of theme parks for me, and that's a vast majority of my content is talking about the rides of theme parks. In terms of meet and greets, I would really appreciate if Galaxy's Edge incorporated all eras of Star Wars. Like, they kind of started doing that already, but I'm like, how much longer do we have to wait before Darth Vader just starts walking around Galaxy's Edge? Like, I heard someone a few years ago, I have no idea where I heard this, but I just remember the idea of that they should build like that cave from Empire Strikes Back where Luke sees the vision of Darth Vader. Should include that and just have meet and greets for original trilogy characters like Vader. But like, it seems like they're kind of ditching the timeline of Galaxy's Edge anyway, because they have Boba Fett, they have the Mandalorian walking around, and those are post-original trilogy characters, so I don't think we're too far away from just watching Darth Vader walk around Galaxy's Edge, but who knows? Because I'm sure that would be very popular. Just get Star Wars out of Tomorrowland and then fix Tomorrow. That's my opinion. Next question. Yay, you deserve it. Love your videos. Thank you. I really appreciate that. What ride at Disneyland do you think encapsulates the magic of Disney the best? My husband is going for the first time soon, and I'm trying to figure out which one to go on first. I think it really depends on what type of person your husband is. Like, if he likes Star Wars to any extent, you gotta do Rise of the Resistance, obviously. Like, that's just a pure spectacle. It's the most immersive, most incredible attraction that Disney has. If he's not a big Star Wars guy, I'm a little biased, but I have to suggest the Haunted Mansion. The Haunted Mansion is just like a house of illusions. There's so many different illusions to tell the story of that attraction, and I think it's really impressive. And of course, it's a Disney classic. It is my favorite attraction, so there's that. If he's a thrill rides guy, I would say Matterhorn. It's the only roller coaster that Walt Disney rode at a Disney park, so it's very historic. It was the first tubular steel roller coaster in the world, so it's important for both Disney history and roller coaster history. And it's a pure fun ride. The Abominable Snowman animatronics are very intimidating. Like, I just absolutely love the Matterhorn. And the final ride I would consider would be Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, because that is adorable. It's so cute. I think it has the heart that a Disney attraction attraction should have, and it's obviously very modern, very high tech, so I think you can't go wrong with any of those 4. And again, thank you for the support. Next question. Do you have a favorite queue music area at Disneyland or a favorite queue line in general at the park? I'm actually in the middle of making a video about my favorite queue lines at Disneyland because not too long ago I made a video ranking the worst queue lines at Disneyland, so I'm not gonna spoil that. In terms of queue music, I really like the new Haunted Mansion queue. Different sections of the queue use different instruments to play the same music, and I think that works really well. That's so well done. It's definitely my favorite. But in terms of favorite queue music of all time, I would say it's the Star Tunnel at Space Mountain at Magic Kingdom. Next question. Since you like hypercoasters so much, do you think if Fury 325 was a little worse than Thunderstriker, would it be your favorite coaster at Carowinds? This is a pretty interesting question because I've only been on 2 B&M Giga coasters, and I think the spirit of the question is, do you think Thunderstriker could be better than a Giga coaster? And Orion is a worse Fury 325. Nothing against Orion, I love Orion. But in terms of Thunderstriker versus Orion, I still prefer Orion. Like, I love all 4 of these attractions. I love Diamondback and Orion at Kings Island. I love Thunderstriker and Fury at Carowinds, obviously. Like, those are my types of attractions. But personally, I don't have any of the Giga coasters I've ridden ranked below Thunderstriker. But again, I still love Thunderstriker. And it is possible for a B&M Hyper to be ranked above a Giga, because Diamondback is my favorite roller coaster of all time. Next question. Do you plan to make a video on Universal Epic Universe in Florida, or just a video on a Universal Studios park in general? So at the time of this recording, I just finished one video dedicated to my first trip to Universal Orlando. I ranked every single ride I got to ride in 2021, so that'll come out soon. In terms of Epic Universe content, I'm definitely gonna make more than one video. It seems like there's a lot of interest in Universal Orlando content in general, so I'm gonna try to fulfill that demand as much as I can. I just need to go back there, you know? So hopefully soon. I already have 2 Epic Universe videos on the channel before previews started, so I had a projected ranking, and I already have an expansion wish list for Epic Universe, so I promise there's going to be lots of Epic Universe videos on the channel someday. Next question. What's your favorite outside of the park area? The places that you can shop and eat at outside the actual theme parks, such as City Walk, Downtown Disney, and that little street outside of Knott's. I'm not gonna lie, you kind of stole all my answers. I'm not a big shopper. I own way too much theme park merch, so I've kind of put a ban on myself from buying anymore. And in terms of just like general shopping, it's just not my favorite thing to do. So when I'm at a theme park, I'm gonna go spend time inside the theme park. I will say that I did like how City Walk in Universal Orlando had like that waterfront. That's pretty cool. So I think the City Walk in Florida is a bit better than the City Walk in California. Also, Disney World has like an entire shopping center like off on its own. I feel like every time my family and I go to Walt Disney World, we spend a couple hours at Disney Springs. It feels like you're going to a park, because if you stay at a Walt Disney World hotel, you have to take a bus to get to Disney Springs. So it feels like you're going to one of the parks, but you're just going to a shopping center. Disney Springs also has a waterfront, and it's huge. It's way bigger than Downtown Disney, but it's not really integrated with the parks, so it's kind of its own thing. I wouldn't go to Disney Springs unless my loved ones wanted to go to Disney Springs, so there's that. Disney Springs does have a Rainforest Cafe though, which we no longer have. Shout out Eddie Burback. Next question. Do you have any tips or advice for starting a theme park channel? Your videos inspire me and make me think about making a channel for this kind of thing myself, because I'm a huge nerd for theme parks and stuff. Well, thank you so much. That really means a lot. That means the world. I really appreciate that, because I know how much the channels that inspired me mean to me. So that really means a lot to hear. In terms of advice, this probably won't be what you want to hear, but just do it, you know? Like, I considered making videos for a long time, and then one day I just made a video about Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man ride at DCA in 2021. And then like a month or two later, I posted a clip that I shot of Accelerator rolling back, and that did really well. And then I made videos really irregularly for a long time. For the past few months, I've been posting 3 times a week, which is when a lot of this growth has taken off. Like, obviously, your first 1,000 subscribers are gonna be the hardest 1,000 to get. So once you reach that mark, you just gotta keep going, you know? And I've taken a few months break. Like, if you go back and look at my upload schedule, there's like a few months in between some of my videos. So like, there's no rush, but like, if any of you would like to do this, like, just start, you know, make it. And also keep in mind that practice makes perfect. You're not gonna make your best video right away, you know? I don't think I've made my best video, but I'm working to that point, you know? And again, thank you so much. That really means a lot. Just like Powerpup, Catherine is another commenter that's on all of my videos, so I greatly appreciate you. Next question. What do you think caused Knott's Berry Farm to lose its charm? For me, it doesn't feel as it used to, but I don't know why. That's fair. I wouldn't say I necessarily agree. Ghost Town is probably one of the most charming sections of any park ever, and I'm a sucker for the boardwalk. The new Fiesta Village is really well done, even though I hate that Montezuma is still SBNO. The thing that really drives me up a wall about Knott's is how crowded it gets and how long the wait times are. Like, it's kind of demoralizing walking around a theme park and every line is like an hour. At least for the attractions that you really want to do, like the best rides in the park. So for me, Knott's Berry Farm on Saturdays are like a non-option. When I was in high school, I used to like exclusively go to Knott's during the weekends. But these days, I try to do the opposite. It's actually been a minute since I've been to Knott's, so I should change that. But in terms of park atmosphere, I don't really have a problem. It's just the crowd management is so poor, and that can really ruin a day at a theme park. Like, Disney gets so many crowds, it's insane. Like, every day is busy at Disney, but their attractions are so much more efficient, so much more higher capacity, and they're way better at crowd management than Knott's Berry Farm, so it just makes the experience way more pleasant than a crowded day at Knott's Berry Farm. Next question. Why is Mr. Toad's Wild Ride totally the undisputed greatest ride of all time? I don't know about that. Next question. If you were creating your own regional park and you could put in any 3 coaster models to get your lineup started, what 3 coaster models would you go with? Alright, I have 3 answers to this question. The first answer is gonna be like if I had Jeffrey Bezos evil money and I could do whatever I wanted. The second answer will be Jeffrey Bezos, but like within reason. And then the last answer will be like a shoestring budget type of theme park. So if I had all the money in the world and I could do whatever I wanted, I would have a B&M Giga, an Intamin Giga, and an RMC Giga. And if I could have a 4th, I would do a Mach Giga because I love Mach rides. If I had that type of money, but I had to be reasonable, I'd probably go with a B&M Dive because that's like clickbaity, that'll get the general public's attention. Probably a B&M Hyper because it's very graceful and it has that mass appeal just because of the height and speed. And then I feel like I would need another inversion machine, so I would go with a Mach Rides multi-launch. But if you're limiting me to like a shoestring budget, I would definitely say an RMC Raptor. I love those rides. I would say a Gerstlauer Eurofighter with a Beyond Vertical Drop, because again, that would grab the attention of the public, and probably a Chance Hyper GTX, because I love Lightning Run at Kentucky Kingdom. Next question. Do you have any stories of rides breaking down while you're on them? Doesn't have to be Disney specific. So I've been stuck on 3 attractions when they broke down. I have 2 videos on my channel. One was on Runaway Railway and the other was on Space Mountain. It was like at the final brake run for Space Mountain. For both of those, I got evacuated and I got to walk like 30 feet and then back into the station before I got a lightning lane. I also got stuck on Radiator Springs Racers. I haven't posted the footage from that in its own video, but I discussed it in my review video for Radiator Springs Racers, so I was like, I won't even post it. I did get stopped on Indiana Jones once, and the lights came on, but they fixed it, and then they turned the lights off, and then we kept going, so I don't know if that counts. And I've never been evacuated off of a non-Disney attraction, so there's that. Next question. How do you feel now that they just announced Monsters Inc. is closing? I am so excited. I'm beyond hyped. I am a big hater of Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the rescue. I think it's terrible, so good riddance. And I love Pandora the World of Avatar at Animal Kingdom. So this is like straight out of my dreams, you know, replacing one of my least favorite rides with one of my favorite themed lands in Florida, but it's gonna be like its own unique version for California Adventure. This is like straight out of a wish list video, so it's absolutely exciting. The new parking structure is going to help facilitate the expansion. What I want to know is how big is Pandora gonna be here? Like, is it gonna take the entire back lot and the whole bus area right now? Because when it was first announced, I assumed it was gonna take all of Hollywoodland, but in Disney's press release, they said it would take portions of the back lot. So that doesn't even imply that it's gonna take all of the Hollywood back lot, and I hate the Hollywood back lot. So I'm a little confused. I wonder what the plan is. So like, are they gonna keep Hollywoodland as like a facade, and then you can like walk through the buildings on the left and then you'll enter Pandora? I don't know how it's gonna work. Again, I assume that all of Hollywoodland was gonna be gone. I'm actually working on a review video for Hollywoodland right now. I recorded it already, so it's already out of date. I did not discuss Monsters Inc. closing. But yeah, it's very, very exciting. I know there's a surprising amount of people that are sad that this ride is closing. I don't understand that. It's a really poor reskin of one of Disney's worst dark rides, so people just love being sentimental. Like, you'll be fine, get over it. If I could handle my favorite ride closing in Splash Mountain, I think you can handle the crummy Monsters Inc. ride closing, especially when we're getting a whole roller coaster, a whole themed land in Florida. That's gonna be way better than Mike and Sully to the Rescue ever was. Next question, how'd you become an enthusiast? I've always had a fascination with roller coasters. Like, they're so visually appealing, they're fun to watch. As I've said in many of my videos, I'm from Southern California. I got to grow up going to Disneyland, so that kind of shaped me into the theme park fan that I am. And honestly, I think the existence of California Screamin' made me interested in a lot of those bigger thrill rides that you can find at Six Flags and SeaWorld parks. I also used to be scared of rides in general, not just roller coasters. So overcoming that fear like really built my enthusiasm, built my passion for thrill rides. And I was just kind of raised to love theme parks, so it's definitely my thing. I do have other hobbies though, I promise. Alright, next question. As someone who's taller than average like you, what's the best way to ride rides? I often feel super uncomfortable and just wanted to know if you had any tips. Unfortunately, I don't think there's like a general like rule that applies to every ride. I think it's like, this type of thing is like on a case-by-case basis. Like in terms of Coast Rider at Knott's Berry Farm, there is no good way to ride it because it's just an uncomfortable ride and it's terrible. In terms of like B&M stand-up coasters, I really suggest locking the restraint lower than your actual height, so when it's locked you can stand over the restraint so you don't get beaten up during the ride experience. And in terms of like pipeline at SeaWorld Orlando, I would suggest try to stay low throughout the ride experience because the airtime moments are going to throw you up. When I first rode Pipeline, I was really disappointed because when you're taller, you don't get thrown up nearly as high because you're so much closer to the max height on the restraint. So if you stay low, you can get thrown up further and experience a better airtime moment. I'm trying to think of any other rides that are like more painful the taller you are, but I think those are the big three. I might have to get back to you on that. All right, next up, top 5 most anticipated coasters in the United States that you have not been on. So a few months ago, I made a video ranking my top 5 most anticipated B&M hyper coasters because, as I have explained, I'm a B&M hyper fanboy. Love those rides so much. So honestly, those 5 would probably be my answer, which are Raging Bull, Candemonium, Goliath at Over Georgia, Behemoth, which is technically in Canada, but whatever. And we got Nitro. But if I'm not allowed to use those, I have to mention El Toro. That looks unreal. Plus Air Force One looks absolutely insane. I'm really hoping I can get out there this year, but we'll see. Also Stardust Racers, because I'm a Mock Rides fanboy, and that looks like an absolute airtime machine. So I think I'm gonna like Stardust Racers more than I like Velocicoaster, just because of the type of ride that Stardust Racers is, but we'll see. Alright, final question. What is your favorite Disney park? This is a pretty loaded question. My first and final answer is gonna be Disneyland Park. I can't betray my OG. I love that park. It has so many amazing rides. It's way better than Magic Kingdom. It has the most rides. It has so much quality. It's absolutely unreal. It's kind of unfair how good Disneyland is. But I will say that I'm a sucker for Animal Kingdom. I love that park so much. Really, if Animal Kingdom gets more rides over the next few years, that could definitely be a contender to be my favorite Disney park. I also love Disneyland Paris. It was absolutely beautiful. I only got half of a day at Disneyland Paris, so I would love to go back. But that being said though, we we kind of did everything in half of a day. Disneyland Paris is beautiful. I think it's the most beautiful Disney park I've ever been to. Maybe the most beautiful theme park I've ever been to, period. But there's not as many rides as the original Castle Park, and as I have mentioned, rides are very, very important to me. And that is my 10,000 subscribers Q&A. Thank you so much, everybody. The support really, really means the world. I'm forever grateful for all of you. I hope we can keep growing. Like, I hope this is not the peak, you know? We're gonna keep pushing. We'll see how far this goes. I'm very, very thankful for every single one of you. I would love to create like a new series of videos that gets you guys involved, because like I just kind of do my own thing. I do wish lists, I do reviews, I do rankings. So another series of videos like interacting with the comments, something like this would be awesome, but I'm not really sure how to go about that. Like, I don't want to steal anyone else's idea. I kind of want to have like our own communal interactive video series. So if you guys have any ideas for what you would like to do for something like that, please let me know down in the comments below. Like, a once a month Q&A kind of seems generic and boring. If that's what we want, then we can do that. Whatever you guys would like, I would love to hear in the comments below. Again, thank you so much. I really appreciate every single one of you, and I'll catch you in the next video.